Hi, I'm Nicole Grosskreutz, and this is the California Film Foundation CFF Screenwriters. I'm here with Lidieth Arevelo, who's speaking about her documentary, Mojosito and Me, and we are going to be hearing about her screenwriting process and her filmmaking journey. And we're going to bring Lidieth on right now.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Nicole, and I would love if you would tell us about yourself.
Sure. Thank you for having me, first of all. My name is Lidieth Arevalo, and I am an independent filmmaker specializing in documentary shorts. I'm currently based in Long Beach, and I am an immigrant who is interested in telling immigrant stories.
Would you tell us about your short documentary that you just had premiere at the New Filmmakers in Los Angeles?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So Mojosito and Me, it tells the story of my 17-year-old car and myself and all of the experiences that we shared throughout the years. I literally had it, my mom bought it in April of 2005, and I've had the car, for years and years and years. And so I wanted to tell the story of all the things and changes that have happened throughout the years.
Oh wow, that is awesome! And we actually have a trailer that we should show. Can we roll that?
Oftentimes, we don't think much of the moments we live in our cars. We tend to focus on the destination, the traffic jams, la rutina of going to work. But there is so much of life that happens in front and behind the wheel. Now imagine driving the same car for 16 years, with over 250,000 miles and counting. What kind of stories you will share?
Oh, that looks incredible! And I just watched it last night. It was so inspiring. Can you tell us why the story is important to you and what inspired you to create it?
Yeah, like I briefly mentioned, I've had the car for 17 years, since like literally a month after I came to the United States. I was originally born in El Salvador. And so, in a way, the car has been a witness of my life and my journey and my ever changing looks. And as I grow from a teenage girl of 13 to now 30, and so because the car has been like a constant in my life, I wanted to tell a story. I wanted to document it because I understand that eventually I'm going to have to let it go. And I don't want that to happen yet. I have an emotional attachment to it, but I wanted to have something to remember it with and to pass on to my future kids, my future family. So that was kind of like the reason why I wanted to make this documentary.
Yes, it's been on a journey, and I mean, wow, it's just incredible. Can you tell me the screenwriting process that you had around this?
Yeah, so it all began with just an idea. I want to do something with my car. And before I actually thought of creating a short, I would take photos of it. I would record myself on different trips and all of these things with the idea on the back that eventually I was going to tell a story. And then from that original idea, there was a friend of mine at the Undocumented Filmmakers Collective that heard me, speak about the idea. And he was like, damn, I really love that idea. And I am working on this project for a program, a showcase, that we are going to commission some projects, and your project sounds good. And so we connected, and he asked me to do a treatment. And so from the original idea, I needed to like workshop a little bit more, create a treatment that forced me to think more specifically. And then from that treatment, I have to develop a script, which eventually became the film.
Oh, that's incredible. Yeah, not I feel like that's something that not everyone knows about, that even documentaries have scripts that, in order to have a good flow and to just have to be able to tell the story, you still need a script even in a documentary type style film.
Absolutely.
Um and I believe that we also have another short clip of that can describe kind of what you are speaking about. Let's roll that.
Oftentimes, we don't think much of the moments we live in our cars. We tend to focus on the destination, the traffic jams, la rutina of going to work. But there is so much of life that happens in front and behind the wheel. Now imagine driving the same car for 16 years, with over 250,000 miles and counting. What kind of stories you will share?
That just a beautiful message to say, like, because you do really think about, because you're in your car a lot more than you think than you are in life. Like think of all the things that go on inside a car, from conversations to just how you feel on your own and stuff. Having that time to yourself to think. And um, is there a certain film or certain director or certain like what was yeah, what inspired, like, did anything specific inspire you?
Well, it was certainly the story, right, about the car. But throughout my thinking process, I did want to take some inspiration from other films, and
Yeah.
I started researching or remembering some of the films that I've watched that has a strong car, I guess, character in a
Yeah.
way. And one of them that came to mind was certainly the Herbie Fully Loaded, 2005 or 3, from Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah.
That's a very funny, cute, film with a very strong car character. And so I did watch that film, and I had, some ideas running about giving Mohosito car kind of like a character, like a personality of some sort. So definitely, I did take some inspiration from other films.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I love that film. And actually, we're gonna roll a short um trailer for the Sacramento Film Festival that's happening next month, on June 25th. Let's roll that
Awesome.
clip. Oh, that's going to be a fun event. We have some big things happening at it. And my next question rolls into that. What inspired you to enter the filmmaking world? Like, because it isn't something that someone just you have to normally have a passion around, like wanting to learn the camera and all the aspects of filmmaking.
Sure. Well, if I want to take it super, back in the day when I was a kid, when I watched, films, the soundtracks of films really impacted me. Like, I remember going on big, long road trips in El Salvador, and I would just imagine scenes as I saw the trees moving, and just listening to the tracks inspired me to pretend that I was in a film. So that was the very initial part of my interest in film. But later in my years, when I was 17, I did go through how can I say, a very difficult time, as a teenage girl, as an immigrant. I faced a lot of bullying in high school. People will mock my accent and all of these things. So that really put me into a position where I did not want to have any friends. And when I went to high school, I went directly back home. And then I would spend a lot of time at home. And with my computer, my mom gave me a little camera. And because I was just spending a lot of time at home, I just decided to start using the camera, taking photos, doing little videos, uploading them to YouTube, who was very recently created. And then I saw a lot of people commenting, and that's how I started just, my creative journey. And from there, I decided that I wanted to pursue a career in filmmaking and video production.
Oh, that is absolutely, yeah, that's the same thing for me. Films just like take you to a whole nother world. You can escape, but also like it can expose you to important stories and just like it just makes you think, I guess. It's an incredible the entertainment industry and the filmmaking industry is just so vast, and there's so many stories that need to be told and deserve to be told. And your story is very much important. And moving into that, how did you meet your cinematographer and script supervisor and begin collaboration?
Yeah, so I am part of a collective, the Undocumented Filmmakers Collective, which is super supportive. And we are now about 55 or so members around the whole country. And so in that space, we have general meetings, and in one of those meetings, the question was, what are you all working on, and so I did say that I was working on a story about my car, and I explained a little pitch. It was just the initial idea of it, and then my friend now, Jesus Iniguez, he heard me and he was like, you know what, I'm working on this project, and I would like to commission some films, and your idea sounds great, let's collaborate on this. And so he actually made it, he connected me with this organization called the Center for Cultural Power, which they gave me some money and funds to be able to make this film happen. And so he started, workshopping the idea with me, and he was overseeing the script and giving me feedback. And so I thank, Jesus Iniguez for all of his work in this film. And then in terms of like the cinematographer, Will Prada, he's also a member of the collective, and
Yeah.
I'm very intentional about, you know, uh, ensuring that I also share space and share opportunities with other immigrant filmmakers like
Yeah.
myself, because I know it's hard to break into the industry.
Oh, yes.
So in the collective, we try to be intentional in that way about really giving opportunities to other members within the collective. So that's how we started collaborating on the project as well.
Oh, that's so awesome. I like to see collaboration, bringing together communities, and I do understand that in the industry, yeah, it is tough to get into it. It really is. It's with competition, but also just even diversity. It's hopefully starting to get turn around more with more diverse voices and women getting behind the camera, and women in general having more of a say in the film industry as well. Um, do you have any advice for young filmmakers like yourself? Like, is there anything specific that you've heard or gotten advice from that has helped you?
Yeah, I would say whether you decide to go to film school or not, because we can all decide which way we want to go. Regardless of which decisions that you take, just understand that sometimes you're gonna have to compromise. You might maybe are not gonna be able to have everything at the same time, and sometimes you might have to hustle, on a different job or a different avenue, just to be able to gain experience or to gain the economical status that you need in order to pay for your school, because that was my case. I had to study graphic design first, because once I did graphic design, some photography work, I was able to pay for my film school. And so
Yeah,
just understanding that there will be some bumps on the road, but that doesn't mean that you're not going to get to where you want to be. Just
yeah,
keep on making. And then another thing I would say, okay, get your film, your first film, and maybe you're not satisfied with it. Like, oh, it's crappy, I don't like it. Well, move on, make another film, and just keep on making films, keep on making films. Eventually, you'll get better at it. You'll get better at it. So it's not the
yeah,
end of the world if you make a crappy film. Just
yeah,
keep,
yeah.
keep
Just
making art.
yeah, just make art. Yeah, create art. Creativity is endless. Like, just put your work out there in the world. Like, I mean, just put it out there and be proud of it. That is something that you worked on and created. And uh, yeah, like what is the best memory that you've had in had going to school, like in school? Like, have you had any good memories, like with your film crew or anything?
Yeah, well, actually, it's kind of sad, but I think it's not my only story. I was struggling big time when I was in school, because of outside circumstances. As an immigrant and a first generation student, first generation professional, I had to dive into a world that I didn't know without, support, without knowing what I was doing, and so I had to work 2 or 3 jobs to be able to pay for school, and that, in a way, pull me away from really experiencing and enjoying the full like school experience, right? And so I felt like I was divided between so many other things, trying to survive, trying to pay for school, trying to, doing so many things. So for me, my thoughts and my memories are more like, struggle,
Yeah.
struggle. But
Yeah.
there were some good memories. For example, I did my undergrad at California State University, Long Beach. And the thesis film that I did actually allowed me to go to Mexico and to produce my first documentary. And to
Oh,
me,
that's
that
awesome.
was groundbreaking. It was my first time ever traveling outside of the country. And it opened so many doors from there. So film can really, really take you into places that you have never thought you would, even go to. So
Oh, yeah,
that would be
yes.
a highlight for sure.
Oh, for sure. Films can take you anywhere. And actually, I'm going to introduce the trailer for Pacerville, but there's a new name and it's called Last the Night. So why don't we roll that?
Okay.
I want to apologize to you guys. We do not have a trailer for Pacerville. We thought we had it on here. We had it the other day, but we don't have it. My name is Marty, by the way. Hi, everybody. So my bad on that, Nicole. But I will tell you real quickly. So Lidieth, as a fellow Latina filmmaker, I just want to say thank you. Here in the Sacramento region, we've been really trying to, with our Cine Latino program and some of the things that we do, we've been trying to forward and support Latino filmmakers. And we have a feature called Pacerville that was shot here at Grant High School, which is my alma mater. And it's going to be actually starting the film festival. It's going to be actually the first movie of our film festival next month. So I'm sorry for springing that on you, Nicole. And I'm even worse sorry that we don't have the trailer ready. But folks, go to our website, californiafilm.net, and it's June the 25th at the Crocker Art Museum. So, hey, we're getting up there with the SAC Film Fest, Cine Latino, and this wonderful filmmaker, Nick Leisure, and Pacerville. So there's my little ad, and I'll get out of here, and I'll see myself out and let you guys A and B it.
Okay. Okay, well, to keep on the conversation.
Wait a minute. Hold on. He got it. He got it. You guys want to see it now that I built it up like that?
Sure.
All right. So
Yeah.
this is a movie that was shot all in Sacramento. It's a big, big film. And Kyle, hit it.
All right, let's wrap it up. Get your essays in my Dropbox tomorrow by 5 p.m.
You good for tomorrow night?
Yeah.
You gonna bring the paintball guns?
I'll get them.
I'll be there around 6.
What about Mr. Dunbar? He's always like, Sadie, please, we want to hear what you have to say.
You're inappropriate. He's creepy.
His wife left him.
He's going through a divorce. I guess he's got rage issues.
Are you serious?
The dude's a psycho. Mystery solved. What the?
So quiet. Spooky quiet. Have you guys been here when it's empty?
I don't think anyone is here!
Need a refill?
No.
I wouldn't run if I were you. I've already seen your faces. Plus, I know you guys. I'm pretty sure I could give a pretty detailed description of who you are to the police. Do you have pellets for this? What? You guys don't want me to play? I was in your Zoom meeting. Let's do this.
Dude, we're done playing!
one thing that you learned from my class, it's manners.
And that right there is Nick Leisure's Last the Night film that will be premiering at the Sacramento Film Festival on June 25th. Get your tickets and come and join us. That just looks like an awesome film. But to wrap up this conversation, where can people find your film, your short documentary, and do you have any other projects in the works?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So people can find the film on my website, lidietharevalo.com. It's currently being updated, but I promise it'll be live by the end of the week or next week. And also they can look it up on YouTube. There's a version of it that you can watch for free. And there's another version that is going on festivals for the sake of, their, I guess, requirements. And then currently I'm being like the co-producer of a film called Undocumented Justice with director Mo Morris, and it tells the story of the first DACA minted, lawyer who defends the DACA case at the Supreme Court. And it deals with the DACA program, immigration issues, and all, the advocacy for dreamers and to be able to stay in the country, and so that's kind of like what I'm working on right now. And the film should be out by next year.
Next year. Okay, that's great. And I actually have a couple more questions. What has been your best memory with your car?
Oh, wow. That is a hard question. Too many memories. Definitely, but I will say, as in the film, it's a little light and fun, but there's a part that is very emotional to me. And the best memory in my car would be the last time that I spent with my entire family, with my dad, my mom, and my brother. And since that one time, haven't been able to have my family together, definitely. And so that to me is like something that I cherish in my heart.
Oh, yeah, that's beautiful. Is there any other memories that come to mind that just like are?
I do have one that is kind of funny, but it's a little long, so I'm like,
We'd love to hear about it.
Huh?
We'd love to hear about it.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay. Well, you told me so. Now, don't hurt me. Don't like push me into finishing quickly. Just kidding. So there was a time, like any kid, any teenage, American person, growing up in the States, we do have some rebellious moments. And so there was a time when I was very rebellious. And I was just, giving my mom a hard time. And I just said to myself, you know what? My mom doesn't trust me. I'm just going to go and drive my car to some place, spend the whole day there, not answer my phone and blah, blah, blah. So I went. And I honestly did not even know where I was going. I just started driving. I wanted to take some photos. I was in the Milpitas section back in the Bay Area. Yeah. And so it was getting late, and I decided to turn back. It was kind of like in the hills. And when I was coming back, I saw this scenery. The city below looked so beautiful. I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a photo of it. And then I got out of my car and I accidentally locked the car. I had everything visible, my purse, my cell phone, and I locked the car and everything was locked. And I was not, and I was parked in a place where I was not supposed to. It was on a curve and it said no stopping anytime. And I was like, what do I do? I cannot break the windows. I'm afraid to break the windows. Yeah. So I started walking about an hour or so until I got to some rich people's houses. There were nobody there. I asked somebody, say, hey, this happened to me. I am locked out of my car. I need to call my mom. Can you let me borrow your phone? And then they did let me borrow the phone. My mom would not pick up. So to make the story short, a lot of things happened. About 3 hours later, I was able to go back into my car. And then I learned my lesson that I probably should not be too ungrateful with my mother, you know? And then my car was safe. Nothing
Yeah.
happened to it. About 3 hours and so, the car was on with the music on. Nothing happened to the car. And that's like one of the really, really memorable moments in my car.
Oh, moms are always right, aren't they?
Oh, yeah,
Even when you
I
think that
learned.
you're right, they always seem to be right. Even when you don't want them to, then they are.
They know what's up.
Oh yes, they know what's up. They know what's up. Um, well, uh, is there any other last notes that you'd like, last advice or anything you'd like to say to our audience, and anything about your film or any self promo like that?
Well, I just want to thank you all for this opportunity. I think it's really great what you all are doing. You know, just being able to spotlight and highlight some of the POC and Latinx filmmakers in our journeys, up and coming. Right. I think representation definitely matters, and my high school self would love to see more people like myself and like you being represented on film. So please continue to do what you're doing, and I look forward to maybe hopefully showing my film in your festival. I'll look
Oh
into the
yes.
application process for sure. And yeah, just feel free to connect with me on social media. I'm happy to meet new people and network.
Oh yes, yes. It was a great talking with you, and we hope to see you at the Sacramento Film Festival that is on June 25th. Get your tickets, and look forward to hopefully your submission. And we wish you well in on your future endeavors and in your filmmaking journey.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
And yeah, nice to meet you as well.